Yeah.
Yeah, we got some ice going on over here. Although it didn't snow. It's like this part of this side of the mountain doesn't get rain nearly as much, but there's this dew that condenses and you get some ice. But yeah, it is starting to get chilly. I'll say that. We got the mountain. Where is our mountain? Got the
Mm,
mountain
so
back
beautiful.
there, and
No.
it often gathers these clouds on top, which looks super interesting. And then, yeah, it's this kind of deserty stuff, which really varies mile by mile. So, like the vegetation here versus a mile away will be completely different.
So cool.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is cool. I'll likely be next week in Santa Rosa slash SF, and I may visit LA. I just learned there's a friend who was in China before, and he's in LA right now.
Oh, great.
So I may have to go see him.
Yeah.
Um,
And I
so
imagine if you're still doing hour-long rides, that those are kind of hard to do when it's cold too.
I have these heated gloves, and I think the fuse broke,
Oh, mm.
because like they fell and it like burned through the wire. So I'll fix that up. I need to fix that up today and get that moving again, because yeah, it does get cold. But I think yeah, riding down toward SF, it won't be nearly as bad. It's really when you get into this mountain area, then it drops 10 degrees. So
Yeah. Oh.
yeah. So today, let's get into some breath work this morning, and I have held off on drinking water. So I did do my usual breath work earlier, but I wanted to, also do it here. So I kind of held off on, yeah, on that. So we have the empty stomach. How are you? Are you
Yeah,
like able to do that?
yeah, I think so. I've just had my, quart of milk and some toast, but
Okay. How long ago did you have that?
about an hour and a half ago. Oh.
Okay. Um,
I'll tell you, Jonah, if I
and
feel any
maybe, yeah. Now,
discomfort, I'll
if
stop.
it's
You know.
so the thing is, if it's in your stomach, um, if it's still in your stomach, then if you do these exercises, it will cause it to pass out through your stomach, and then you'll basically have undigested food or less digested food. However, if it is really light and it's possible that's light enough, then like in an hour, sometimes it could pass through. Like I know if I do like a light blend or something like that, then it passes through quickly. Um, do you feel like it's still in your stomach, or do you feel like it's passed through that point?
Yeah, it's probably still in my stomach because I've been sipping also
Okay.
as we
Okay.
read because it just I don't know wets my
All right,
whistle.
that's fine. So we'll do some gentle stretching. We'll save that. So we'll start with some head rotations. Um, I think I remember another time when we did these when I was on the coast near Santa Rosa. We're doing some of these outside. So we'll just kind of gently turn our heads to the right and feel the stretch, and again, kind of feel into the muscle as we stretch to the left. Kind of feel into the muscle, feel into the stretch. And we'll keep doing these rotations. And it's all about having our attention, concentration, the muscle, letting those muscle fibers expand. Come back to center. Take a couple of conscious breaths. Begin our meditation. So our eyes are gently closed, our hands folded in our laps. Let's tune in with any intentions. Do you have any particular intentions, anything you'd like to work on?
Got me on a great day, actually. I just feel very happy today
Okay,
and
it's awesome. So
content.
let's grow and perpetuate that happiness in each of us. Can hold that intention, have sustained happiness. And I'm feeling some of that too, and it feels very nice. I have had, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say a great intent, a good intention for me to, for all of us, I guess, is just to be more loving.
Exactly. And I've been actually trying to work on the same thing this past week. I think that's an amazing intention. So we will hold those intentions to grow our loving nature, grow our joy and our happiness. I'll also surface and voice that I've noticed, particularly in the past 24 hours, and it's definitely something that's been there before, but I've seen it crop up in the past, um, yeah, even the past 12 hours. It's kind of like this sensation of of negativity, kind of like it's trying to project dark clouds into silver linings or whatever it is, whatever that feeling is. So I'll also intend that as we work on our joy and our happiness, that kind of being able to expose and release and understand whatever that is. So we have our intentions, and let's proceed in this meditation, this energetic meditation. And I could feel as even just as we were getting into the intentions, that that opened up a flow of energy and support. And that's continuing, and we'll let that come in and guide us and help us through these pieces as we make our way on our journey. And it's journey through all these emotions, through all these states to move toward our ultimate goal, and go from things like hold us back, like what I was talking about, to more expanded states, and we're getting through those to a greater happiness, a greater love. We can stay here in silence for some time as these energies come in, caress our beings, and help to alleviate and sublimate and dissolve what needs to dissolve, and help us open and amplify to the love, joy, and grace that we know is the right direction for us. And if this speaks to you, one phrase that worked for me to kind of help me step out of the thoughts was to kind of feel like I'm popping out, like you're, I don't know, maybe popping a popcorn kernel. You're just kind of popping out of the thoughts. So we'll do a quick pop out. And then once we're out of our thoughts, we'll just see how long we could sustain that. If it's a few seconds, how many seconds, we'll really try to be aware. And as we're popped out here, we can just kind of look at the thoughts as they come up, but from a perspective that's a little bit outside the thoughts and a little bit surrounding the thoughts. Like, yes, there is the thought, but there's a little bit more than that. My awareness is a little bit more than just the thought, not entirely in the thought. And we can also look at emotionally where those thoughts are stemming from. So, are there any sensations, perhaps sensations in the chest, or in my case, often in the heart area, where those thoughts seem to be stemming from? So, how long can we stay popped out? And for me, I'm glad it's not for you or others on this call, but yeah, for me, I am still struggling with this feeling that again has cropped up again the last 12 hours, and I'm glad we're seeing it in this meditation because it helps gain more clarity on it and hopefully get to a point where it can be eventually released. And I know for me, this actually is a really big piece. It's one of those big, kind of big parts to work through that will make a big difference when I work through it. Just this kind of tension, creating this sense of basically I want something else, or I don't want to be here, or I'm not comfortable here, or I don't like this. It creates those kind of thoughts and that kind of feeling. And I, yeah, I invite the support that we're getting in this meditation to help myself and also help anyone else who either is on this call or may listen to this at a later time that would like support in dealing with this type of mechanism because it does feel like it's a kind of cyclical mechanism first tied in with the emotions and linked up to the thoughts. It's kind of a mechanism there. And that anybody who may listen to this will also receive support in getting more clarity and control and coming to a place of being able to dissolve out this kind of dark lining on the silver clouds mechanism. And again, we will pop out, and from this place of freer awareness, we will look into whatever thoughts that may have been drawing us in. And again, it was for me, it was this mechanism that was creating these thoughts of, oh, but I wanted to be here, or but I remember what it was like when I was here, kind of taking me away out of this moment to other places. And I will kind of observe this from this slightly popped out place where I can be not, at least not 100% in these thoughts. And again, even if I'm 20% out of thoughts, I'm not 100% in. That is a victory for us. And then we challenge ourselves to maintain a focus of our awareness in this popped out state, and let's just see how long we can sustain out here. Is it 5 seconds? Is it 10 seconds? Even a few seconds is a profound step. And we call in angelic support to help us remain more popped out, help us gain more clarity of the mechanisms behind these thoughts that are not loving and joy filled, do not serve us, and we graciously accept and receive that support that is flowing in. Slowly can sort of rub our fingers and wiggle our toes. If our feet have slightly fallen asleep, we can gently bring those out. And we will bring this session to a close. Um, I think I do feel I do feel some movement in that piece. And yeah, again, for me, that's a big area. And you're talking about the joy and the happiness really resonated. And I could feel that when you were talking about it. So definitely I appreciate it.
Hmm. Uh, um, if I'm understanding you correctly, is it a feeling of dread?
It's not necessarily a feeling of, it's not quite to dread, but it's like, um,
A
yeah, it's kind of
feeling?
like something, it's like something is wrong. I'm not really happy with this. And then the mind will go into different areas. There'll be different thoughts kind of stemming off from that feeling, but it's kind of like I'm not happy with this. That's kind of what it says.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I experience those when I wake up kind of a lot, frequently. And if I immediately start trying to replace those feelings and thoughts with the Parvartigar,
Hmm.
um, like memorize it and just repeat it and and uh, each phrase, the ocean of love, you are the ocean of love,
Mm.
to uh, not think about it, but just each little phrase of the Parvati Guard to um, I guess concentrate on it. And it's just a thing that like it replaces those feelings of dread and that, you know, um, um, and unease. Um, just a simple replacement kind of and usually it works.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, yeah, shift the focus.
Yeah.
So that was something that could work. What I am working toward, or my intention is actually to completely dissolve this, so it's not there anymore. And like I said, I know it's a big piece. It's something that's pretty ingrained. That's really been there forever. Um, but yeah, that's my end goal is to actually completely get rid of it. And I think that will have to be done. I mean, I'll sooner or later, but along this path, like that stuff, it has to go entirely. Yeah.
Is it like a restlessness, Jonah?
Um, I have restlessness, like a cabin fever, but that's separate. But that's another thing I have to work through, kind of this
Mhm.
cabin fever. Like I have to get up and go. I'm not comfortable staying here.
Uh-huh. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah,
Okay.
I do think that Parvartigar, and also uh, the next one, the um, prayer of repentance, is a great thing to um, include.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Awesome.
Have you memorized them?
Um, no, I have not.
Yeah, that's kind of like a little thing that I highly recommend, just because then you'll always have it. You won't have to, look at a book or whatever. It'll be right there
Okay.
to um but yeah, but
Thank you
thanks
for that.
thank you, Jonah. I mean,
Yeah.
I had such a nice time today and um um like you were saying, how many seconds? I mean, it seemed to me like I was doing it for minutes,
That's amazing.
you know, and
That's really incredible.
yeah, but not something that occurs with me all that often. It's just sort of for some reason it's like a good spot right now, a good place. Maybe it's like I mentioned last week, reading the Lord Maher is a good warm up
Yeah.
for for me.
Very cool. Very cool. So I have to jump now, but
Yeah.
I feel like this is a really good meditation. I'm going to ask them to title it like a specific title and whatnot. I think this is a good one.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jen. See you next week. Okay.
See you, Justin. I mean, Jonah.
See you.
Hey, Rolf. Are you eating fast food or something that you made yourself? It looks like a McDonald's breakfast sandwich. Oh, I watched that movie or a great deal of it, the Lion of the Desert. I got it from the library and it was kind of a not not a good copy. It was a DVD, but it wasn't full screen. So I just checked out the link that you sent for on YouTube, and lo and behold, the YouTube version was much clearer and much more beautiful to look at than the DVD. But yeah, yeah, it was kind of neat that Anthony Quinn he really identified with the character. What was his name? Omar something. Um, and he didn't want to shave his beard after the movie was over. That was a good thing about the DVD. It had those extra features that DVDs have, the
Uh,
making the
Oh,
making of the
yes.
movie and
Yes.
the director's comments. And did you know
Mm.
that Muammar Gaddafi financed that movie?
My gosh, he was a Satan.
But I mean, that's from the Wikipedia entry on
What was the name of that country? Was it Libya or Liberia?
Libya.
Mm.
Yeah, Libya.
Do you
Yeah,
know where is Liberia? I'll have to check it out.
yeah. I'll look it up right now. I haven't heard that word, that country name, in a long time. But I've definitely heard it before. Liberia.
If
I'll
it's
look
in
it up.
Africa or Asia.
Yeah.
But that movie For All the World seemed like it was in Asia. You would have thought, over there somewhere near Saudi Arabia or somewhere.
Well, that's what Libya looks like. Libya
Yeah.
Libya has a lot
And
of
they're Bedouins to boot.
exactly. Yeah. Um,
I mean, some of them were, a good many of them. They kept bringing it up, Bedouin.
yeah.
Mm. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, that was what? Oh, yes. God, that was a great story. That's a true story, too. At least essentially. Um, Right, Mussolini, and one of his generals sent his general over. Oh my God, I was chicken shit to take his life like that in a way.
Mm. Well, they, you know, they
Well, that's how they were.
they're just people
They
were
were
that.
they
Yeah.
were brutal. Wow, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Liberia is on the west coast of Africa, just one
Mm.
country below um
Egypt.
below Sierra Leone. No, the west side of Africa. That's the Atlantic side.
West.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. The Egypt is the northeast.
so one side faces
Oh, and it's next to the Ivory Coast, which is
Israel, and then, of course, Jordan and Arabia. What side is that? The east, I presume, then, right?
well, that actually is Asia Minor, Lebanon and Syria and Israel.
Suez connects with, I don't know. Hmm. What does Suez Canal connect? I mean,
It
what is
connects
the?
the Arabian Sea and the Mediterranean Sea.
Hmm. I have to look at my map.
Yeah. Uh,
That's fine if you have a moment, anytime you have a
Yeah.
moment to just
Yeah.
kind of keep the clutch in, just look refreshed where things are. Yeah, yeah. He really let him. They really went out, and he got trapped. I was
Mm,
surprised he didn't smell that trap. There was it was so big. They just didn't. They had him from every direction. I mean, at the end,
mm,
all his guys were getting killed, and he got shot up also himself. He got shot up pretty good.
mm.
Mm. He was also in Lawrence of Arabia. Anthony Quinn was an Arab in that too. Have you
Oh,
seen
I
that
see.
movie?
Um, I think I did watch it recently, actually.
He's
Yeah.
his best line in that movie, or one of them. He's they're Anthony Quinn has just met him, and they're in the tent dining and having belly dancers and music, and everybody's trying to be cheerful and upbeat, and they're talking about ways of life, and he says, I am a river unto my people. He was a big sheik, and for a nomad, a rural tribe, big, large rural tribe. Mm. So that's Baba too. Baba, river unto his people. Mm. You still there, Hunt? Oh
Y-
yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna share a map with you. Um, can you see this? It's a graphical
Mm.
comparison between the northern sea route in blue and alternative route through the Suez Canal. So here's the Suez Canal here, going from, I guess this is called the Arabian Sea here. Um, and this is the Red Sea. And then the Suez Canal, I guess, is right there.
I see the line. I see a configuration, and
But you can see the,
some of it's in blue or violet,
y- yeah,
and most of it is red.
yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, this is Africa here.
What? Wait, are we in
We're
thing?
looking mainly at Asia. Here's India. Oh
No,
my,
I don't. I don't see what I don't. That's not what I see.
you don't see India?
No,
In
I don't see a map. I
oh, oh,
see. I see a configuration. It looks vaguely like the head of a cat or an owl outline
uh-huh. Yeah.
in blue ink and in red ink. The lines join, and the ears of the cat are up at top of, at like about 10 o'clock and 1:30. Ears of the cat or the ears of the great horned owl. And there's a chin at the bottom. Was sort of triangular and generally speaking. Is that what you're talking about? Is that what? That's what I see, Eugene.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but do you see the what the gray thing here? This
Right.
gray thing is Asia.
Let me see what screen I'm trying to scroll over and
Oh, you're on a
view.
phone. That's why it's so tight.
Yeah.
It's so tiny. Yeah. Anyway, um, to be continu
Oh, there. There are some internal gray grid marks. Yes.
yeah, it's like a picture of the. It's like a picture from space of uh of the Earth, looking at Asia mainly, um, and that the blue line,
Uh, im-
is the North Sea, I guess, or
Impossible to make it out at this from here. Yeah.
you know.
W-
Well, but anyway, um,
Nothing looks like it's India. They look grids. There. Okay, Baba. Maybe it was trying to download all this time because there it is. Oh,
yeah,
yes, of course. And there's the round globe and the oceans. And there's India, pretty much dead center
yeah,
and a little bit low, of course. Yes. Suez Canal, red line goes through the Suez. Is that the Suez or is that the.
well, this part here is the Red Sea, and the Suez would be right up here in the corner, I think. But this part here is the Red Sea, and I think this is the Straits of Hormuz, you know, Yemen on this side and Somalia and Sudan on this side in Africa. Libya is here in Africa, like right around over here. Egypt is over here.
Yeah.
And the one you
I'm
mentioned, Liberia, is like over on the west coast of Africa here.
Let me find Africa again. Right. What sea is that? The Dead Sea or inland? A totally inland, large bodies of water.
Well, in Asia Minor over here, this is probably the Black Sea.
I don't. I don't see anything. I don't see a pointer.
Oh,
You can.
you don't see my pointer?
Uh.
Oh,
Oh, there. Of course.
yeah.
What is that body of water?
I think that's the Black Sea.
The Black Sea.
Yeah. And this one here is the Caspian, I believe.
Oh, and where that is more like Turkey, I think. Is that right?
Well, Turkey is around over here by the Black Sea, I think.
Oh,
Um,
India. So we've got Iran, we've got Afghanistan, Iran coming up. The Black Sea, I think some of its boundaries are contiguous with Israel, maybe. No, the
uh,
Dead Sea. There's the Dead Sea. Well, one of
De
those
Dead Sea will be
smaller bodies
really
is the Dead
tiny.
Sea.
The
Yeah,
Dead Sea is really tiny,
yeah,
on this scale here. Yeah. Uh,
yes.
and Africa here is distorted because we're seeing it on an angle, like we're seeing it from space. We're not
Yeah.
seeing Africa right on. We're looking at, you know, I guess we're looking at Pakistan more or less right
Oh,
on.
there.
Pakistan and
This is a little confusing, but yeah, that has to be. We can't see South America, can we?
no, it's on the other side of the globe.
So we're just seeing, right. We're
Mm.
seeing over to where is England? Can you put your pointer on England?
It,
It's outside that boundary, is
yeah,
it?
it's just here where the red and the blue line
Come together.
come together.
That
There's,
looks awfully far north because this must be Greenland going up.
yep, this is Greenland. Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
it is far north. This is the North Pole right here.
Yeah.
And apparently in the summers, this Arctic Ocean is open water now
Right.
with
I,
in previous centuries, this was
it's
all
always been, yeah.
frozen
Glo-
over. Yeah.
that's our global warming. We're trying to want to reverse that. Some people feel that it can be. My soil school people and people related, the science that they have generated and pay attention to, they feel that farming methods are more responsible for the overabundance of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere than is industry or than our cities, the influence of cities, that the farming of plowed fields laying bare so much, around the world and no cover crop is you. So now they're trying to get the people to understand how important it is not to leave the ground bare, to plow all the time, to just plow almost it like so if you do if you understand your soil, you might only have to plow once, very rarely, and then lightly at that, probably. Depends.
I think it really depends on
How much tendency there is to get compaction. So you don't
yeah.
want compaction, but if your soil, if you've got good root, if you've got good, what say the one lady calls soil sponge, that means aggregate of of uh, lots of root structure, and organic matter, going down as far as you can get it. Is the further deeper you can get your root structure and organic presence, you then the better off one is. And then aggregate means, to have other stuffs in there too, but mostly different roots. And for cover crop, they like a variety of roots, which lends itself to different types of exudates coming from the different types of roots. And that way you get a broader array of microbial organisms working and generates a richer soil and a more diverse and richer soil.
Well, it just stands to reason that if you use
And
a
then
lot,
if you get deep rooting, that will eventually, and the whole thing will eventually um, break up in a hard pan that might be, might be 8, might be 6 inches deep, might be 2 inches deep, it might be 2 feet deep before it get hit a hard pan. That, and is it big enough to? Is it an issue? Yeah, for water retention. So the aggregate with the roots, you get good water retention and also water, what do you call it? Absorption goes in, but it retains moisture. As long as you've got growth up top, hair on your head, then you don't get the direct sun, the direct hard influence of wind and sun, which dries things out and the microbes die. Your earthworms die, your worms die, your bacteria and fungi can't take that. And they for sure cannot take chemical fertilizers, herbicides, and insecticides either. But other research and further research seems to indicate that the healthier the plant, the more resistance it has, or the less attraction it has to